Yo brothers, we got a change of pace over here. We're about to feature a new car on the channel that will become a staple, and judging by the thumbnail you already know what we're talking about. But here's our man Corlan.
Yo, what is up brothers? You may remember this G37 from a few months ago. Well, we're back and we're ready for some new mods. And we're actually just came from 2020 H2O. You know, during the time of the quarantine, so you gotta have those good old masks on your cars.
So what are we actually gonna do today?
So, there's a lot of mods in store for this car. I'm trying to go for 400 wheel horse, NA, no turbos or nothing, just all motor, a cam. And it's gonna be tough, but I know we can definitely pull it off. The only issue is before we start, I wanna make sure the engine's healthy so I don't end up putting the mods on there, then blowing the engine and be like, well, that was a waste of time. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a compression test just to make sure the engine's healthy. We're also going to do an oil pressure test because it is a known issue for the early model of VQ37s where the oil gallery gaskets will go bad. And when they go bad, you lose oil pressure in there and your engine basically grenades itself. And we don't want that to happen. If we're going for 400 wheel horse, we need to keep all of our engine pressure in there to make sure everything works.
So first we're going to take off intakes so that we can access the spark plugs, as you G boys know. So we're going to get some tools over here in the cart. So 8 millimeters, take the band clamps off. Don't forget to unplug your mass airflow. And he doesn't have them bolted down there, so we're gonna leave it there. Although we just gotta make sure that this is come off. This one's not clamped, so we can just pull that out.
And that's one.
That's one side.
Other side, exactly the same. Unplug the wire harness. Make sure the hose is off. And unbolt. Feed it right off.
So what he's doing now is he's actually going to take off the throttle body by itself because we don't want to disconnect the water lines and have to re-purge the water coolant system. So we're just going to take those off so we can lay them to the side. And there's 4 bolts on each corner. Super smooth, easy peasy.
And the biggest thing is you do not want to drop these in your engine bay. You may never find them again. I've had a few scares.
I say you're acting from experience, or?
I've had a few scares. Hasn't happened. Fingers crossed.
Will he drop the bolt? 1, 2.
All right, so now he's got all the bolts off.
So you don't even need to take it fully off. You just twist it a little bit and then pull it off to the side so you have access to the coil pack right down below.
So that last one back there is the one we were working on. Now we got clearance. Now we'll just do the same on the other side. So this side is not nearly as much twisting because that one the hoses kind of twirl around. It's kind of a pain. But this one literally just falls right out to the sides. So 10 millimeters on all the coils. We're gonna take them all off.
Ooh, ooh, don't drop it. Ooh. Harness out, if I can. There we go. The front one's always a pain to get to. No oil, we're good.
That's a good sign. All right, we got all the coil packs off, so now it's time to run some compression. We're gonna pull, doesn't matter what spark plug, but we're gonna keep track of each hole, what kind of compression it has, just to make sure it's healthy. We're gonna look at the original specs and see and compare them to what they're supposed to be and run from there. All right, so now it's time to test compression. He's gonna pull a spark plug out of this hole.
There's a couple flies in there actually.
Look at these guys. Look at these flies he's got down there. He's a killer.
Stone cold murderer.
So anyway, now that he's got the spark plug loose, and if you don't have one of those sticky sockets or it has like the rubber in it or magnetic or whatever, what you can do is take the coils.
Oh, that's smart.
Grab a coil. Since it's got a sticky boot and it's meant to catch onto it, I just threw one of the bolts, so hopefully we'll find that. With the spark plugs in there, sometimes it'll be like tilted down on the spark plug well, so you kind of got to get in and pick it up. But once you get the boot on it, you just push it down a little bit and then, oh, look at that, pulls right out. Don't need no socket. And he just did a tune-up, so we know they're good spark plugs. Ready to go. Now here's our compression tester tool. If you guys don't have one, this is a Mac one that I have, which has all the fittings for all the cars that we work on, because I kind of need it for whatever application we got here. I'll put some other ones in the description below so you guys can check them out. The fitting that we're using is the 12 millimeter for the compression tester. So we're gonna stick that down in the hole, thread it in there until it bottoms out.
Got a Schrader valve on it?
Yeah, and then we get the gauge here. Plug that in. Pull the collar up on it, and then push it down on that to catch it. Just pull on it, make sure it's nice and tight. And so the way you do a compression test now, obviously all the coils are disconnected. We don't want the car to start. We're just trying to run a compression test. But what you gotta do specifically is make sure that you hold the throttle wide open when you do it, so that...
That's why you got the throttle body off, right?
Yeah, well, the throttle bodies are off, so we don't even have to hold it wide open because now they already are wide open. There's no restriction whatsoever, because you want as much air to flow into the cylinder as much to get a proper reading on the compression test. So we're gonna go ahead and run that now. So this car has no key. It's a push to start, so it works a little differently. Again, I don't have to hold the throttle open because there's no throttle body on the car. So basically, hold the brake, push the button to start, and then once it cranks through, you know, a decent amount of times, then you let go of it. Or you could watch the gauge and see when it stops climbing, and once it stops creating more compression, then you know you're good. It's not gonna create any more. I'm gonna go ahead and run this. So I got my foot on the brake, I'm gonna hit the button, and then, oh, this is a stick car, gotta remember. Clutch in, not brake in. Unless you're automatic. Clear. All right, and then I push the button to stop it because this is an auto crank. It'll keep cranking until I push a button. Or it probably does time out eventually, but we don't need to wait till that. What kind of compression we got?
It wasn't done.
It wasn't done?
It wasn't done.
Really, we're still going?
It was steady now.
What's it got? We're sitting at, oh wow, 220? Or that's 230. Wow, damn, this thing's got a lot of compression.
Yeah, that's what I said. They're high compression V6s.
What are they, 11 to 1?
I don't know. I think so, around there.
It would have to be at least.
That's crazy. That's some high numbers.
Might be more than that.
That's good. All right, well, we got a solid.
again.
Yeah, I'll do it again because they said that it might not have actually stopped making compression. So we're gonna run it again. Go ahead and purge that. And there's a little valve on the side to purge all the air out because you don't want to disconnect it with it full of air. You're gonna shoot the hose and you can actually hurt yourself. So don't do that.
Would be the head.
So here's the same way I did it. Clutch in, push a button. All right, so there it auto stopped. I didn't stop at that time. So, did it seem to stop that time?
It was still going, but it stopped at the same spot, 240.
Okay. Yeah, so either way, that's a good reading.
Yeah.
It may be a couple pounds if it's gonna get more, but yeah, that's what we're looking for. So that's a healthy cylinder if you ask me. So now we're just gonna do the rest of them.
And then we put this one. Get in there.
You can't say that on YouTube.
Rip it. Again, having some solid numbers, boys. Solid numbers. All right, boys, and possibly females that watch this channel. We got the results are in as soon as I get my lighting right. There we go. So look at those numbers. Looking solid. This thing is a healthy VQ. We are definitely not concerned about any cylinder failure. So this dude's dreams of becoming a record holder are looking good.
Hell yeah.
We're just throwing the last spark plug in. We're gonna button up the top here. 4 bolts back together with the throttle body. Don't forget your hoses on the intakes, otherwise you have a huge intake leak. And yeah, I mean, it's pretty straightforward. If you guys got a cover, put the cover back on. So, that's gonna conclude the compression video. Got awesome compression, everything's cool. As long as you're getting above like 210, you're good to go. He's getting awesome numbers as you see. So if you guys like the video, subscribe. We're gonna be covering a lot more on this car. So just keep your eyes out. And we got a part 2 coming, which we filmed that same day for the oil pressure test, because you know what the gallery gaskets do. We'll get there. All right, see you on the next one.